Guys, hey, what's up? It's MagFedStretch here. Going to be going over my 2022 loadout today. I set up a blue screen. We're going to try that out. Hopefully that looks cool. But yeah, I'm just going to go over the kit that I'm basically going to be rotating for the entire year. I try not to switch things around too much. Hopefully nobody will come out with anything too new or innovative because I can't help myself. But for what I have now, this is what I got. This is what I'll be working with. So let's get to it. So we're going to start here with the soft goods. I'm going to go over the different parts and how they work, how I use them, and how they work together. So let's start with the base coat here. This is going to be my Novrish base Ghillie leaf tunic. It's got different straps in here so you can put different vegetation in. It's really clean. It's not supposed to be this clean when you take it out for use, but mine is. It's got different retention parts here on the cuffs, on the inseam here, and it's got clips here to clip together. So this is a really good solid base for me. I really like that it doesn't have a hood, doesn't have anything to obstruct my neck area, pretty light, and it's got good ventilation as well. So anyways, that's the Ghillie top there. The next thing I'm going to move to are the belts that I utilize. Belt and pretty much all of the rigs are going to be made by Whiskey 24. Their gear is very, very high quality and also specifically made for what we in the MagFed paintball community are trying to do. Definitely check them out if you haven't already. So yeah, this is my EMF 100 belt. Very simple. It's lightweight, it's rigid, and it sticks to my inner belt here that I use. It's actually one of the few things I don't use from Whiskey 24. I opted for just a very simple hook and loop inner belt here. This would be my main pistol belt. When I use my SSR, it holds, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holds 10 SSR mags. Could hold 11, but I choose to use this one for a couple of tubes so I can reload. On the right here, you have a holster for the pistol that's mollied in there. And on the left, I have another holster for my mags. Carry 4 mags, 2 6-rounders that I removed the backs of because I don't use the CO2, and then 2 of the ghost mags that I've also removed the bottoms of. Those work great. I got my little patches here. But yeah, it's a very, very solid belt system. I really like it. It gets all my gear where I need it to be, and it's easy to take on and off. Moving on, gonna move on to my harness here. My harness is a little bit complex and I've built a lot of things into it. I have a separate video that explains this third-person rig here, so I'm not going to go in too much into that. But basically what we got is my third-person mount. I have a radio pouch here that I run my radio to this little clicky guy here that's next to my left shoulder, so I can just turn my head left to check that out. I've got a tank pouch here. I'm running a very, very small 9CI tank that runs to my pistol. Really like this pouch because I can actually get to it when I need to as I'm playing. When I go to the air station, I don't need to ask anyone to help me out. I can just pull it out myself. I've got the line threaded through here to keep it nice and neat, so it goes to my holster there in my pistol. On the inside here, you'll see a little memory foam. Put this in here to make it a little bit more comfortable. As you can see, it's integrated with my third-person harness. And this is the Harness 04 from Whiskey 24. And I also have my sling also integrated in here. I basically tried to make everything as easy and simple as possible as far as taking things off and putting them on at the field. Moving forward, we're gonna go ahead and look at our Ghillie hood here. This is a Viper hood. It is made by, I don't even remember. All the tags are gone. It's one of the ones on Amazon. It was about $35 to $40. I purchased the mesh one, and then I cut up some extra leaf suits and made my own cover here, just using zip ties, simple stuff. I also added a little brim here, little reinforcement, so I added some zip ties in here. Basically what this does is it helps keep this a little bit more perched on my head so it doesn't fall down into my sightline. It works great. It's really light. I like wearing it by itself. I would say the only thing I don't like about it is that when I use it, because of the hood, I have to call on my bounces, so that sucks. So I don't use it all the time. A great piece of kit. All right, moving forward from there. I got my mag pouches here. This is the main front part of my rig. It has an inner pouch here. I keep my camera remote in there. I have my patches in here that are really bright so that I can still have them with me, but they're not on that the outside. 6 CCM mags here. That zips up, stays nice and neat. I also have a spot here for 3 of the CF20 mags for my EMF loadout. So it works for both. I've got my gloves clipped here, and this clips directly into this harness here. I also have a little kangaroo pouch that hangs down here that I've broken the zipper clasps. But this thing's great. I keep my miscellaneous items in there, sometimes extra mags, or my cell phone or mag winder, stuff like that. Let's see. The next thing will be this this little arm. What do we call it? We call it a gauntlet. That's what it's called. From Whiskey 24. Holds about 50 or 60 first strike rounds. They insert through this little orifice right here. Holds them in really well. Very rarely break any rounds in there. And it also helps to protect my arm. It slides on over my arm to my fingers. It's pretty lightweight. It's very durable, very rugged, and I really like it a lot. I'm very happy I purchased it. It also makes teching your marker where you're just hand loading rounds in the CCM very, very simple and easy. I like that. All right, last thing before we do the markers. This is my mask. As you can see, it is a JT Flex 8. It's a full helmet goggle system. I went with this route because I just got tired of getting shot in the head because it hurts. Also, it lets me attach leaves and such to it all over, so it's very consistent in concealment, and also they stay on. It also lets me add this battery on here. It's very convenient. Helps charge my Insta360 Go 2, which I have mounted right here. It clips in, and with that battery in there, I can basically record for as long as the camera has storage on there. I also want to mention that I have my Uzi lenses here. These are my prescription lenses that pop in and out. You can see how easy they are to take in and out. Absolutely fantastic. They work great. They never fog for me. I have now 2 pairs, I believe, and I've helped a lot of people get more pairs because they just work really, really well. One of my favorite products I've ever been endorsed by. You should definitely check out Uzi if you haven't already. Also, you get a code, MagFed, Stretch, you get something. I don't know, maybe, pretty sure. All right, so that's the mask. Now let's look at the last thing. Probably the most interesting part of the kit would be the markers. So let's see what we got here. We're gonna go through them real fast. Probably do a separate video down the road here, but you've got EMF 100 number 1. This is my first one here. I've converted it with the MagFed maker kit and help of some friends. I've got a custom Thorson stock on here. This was custom done by a guy named Mark Ehrig that I did a trade for my SAR 12 for. Custom paint job, blah, blah, blah. Cut the mag well, added this rail on there. I'm running it now just with the run cam with the angled mount from MTech Designs on eBay. All right, and this would be EMF 100 number 2 here. So I've got a mismatching body. This would be a cut down original body that I did with a lock bolt here printed by a friend of mine, Andy Skiba. This would be the die grip here. You can see the lock bolt system there. Got a 15 CI tank on here with stock from MagFed Addicts. This is the Inception design back cap here that I use for my tank and stock when I do that. This is a very, very light kit. It's really, really good, especially coupled with my Omega sight here. Next, we have the CCM SSR here. This is a bolt action rifle made by CCM. It uses small 6-round mags. It's pretty heavily customized here. Got an Omega sight, runs off of power, the battery that I've got Velcroed. Got an HHA here, screen protector there. You can see the bolt, how that functions. My HHA, which angles things down here in case I want to shoot further. This is a pretty light marker that runs off of CO2 cartridges down here. It's extremely effective for, I would say, short to medium to even long range. I can pretty much do anything with it. Got a handguard here and an offset thing to keep my handguard here. I'm using a Planet Eclipse barrel. That's been working really well for me. And all right, last thing we're gonna look at is this pistol here. This is a T8.1 that's been heavily modified by me. It's been cut down to accept the 6-round mags here. Pretty much any 8.1 mag will fit in there. I cut this a little extra short to leave room for the follower here so that it can be actuated with your fingers. So that's pretty cool. You have a really short barrel here. This is the FSC stock barrel. It's really all that I need for the ranges that I've been using. We got an Instinct Industries trigger here, a little viewing port for the first strikes there. Finally got my safety back in here. And I cut this down. Obviously this is short. Probably gonna shave all of this stuff off here. And this is my remote line fitting. Just ended up being a lot easier to use this than to stuff all the mags full of CO2. So I went that route. It also serves as a line line. I use a very simple line here. I don't use any slide check or anything, so once it's gassed up, it's pretty much on there permanently until I degas the tank and shoot the air out. And that serves the purpose of my pistol. If it falls out, if for some reason I drop it and I don't know where it is, it's going to stay with me tethered. Might be damaged, but it's still going to stay with me, so I have no fear of losing it. So that's a rundown on my gear, my markers, most of the stuff that I'm going to be using for the year 2022. Hope you guys enjoyed this, found it informative. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comment section. Thanks for joining me. This was a video with MagFed Stretch. I'll see you next time. Stretch out.